My name is Vartan Manukian, and this is the second video I will be presenting to you. I am a licensed paralegal practicing in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. This video is entitled The Initial Contact with the Client. The initial contact with the client is usually done by phone, by text, or social media these days. It serves a number of purposes. It helps you screen your client. It helps you decide whether you're competent to take on the case and confirm whether the client is able to pay your professional fees. In addition, it gives you an opportunity to explore whether your client has realistic expectations. You should get as much background information as possible at the initial meeting. As mundane as it may sound, the name, address, phone number, and an email address. You also have a positive obligation to identify your client. This is especially true if you're not going to be meeting face-to-face. Identification is often done by comparing a piece of picture ID against the person that you're speaking to. These days, if you're not meeting someone face-to-face, you can easily set up a virtual office, and this will help you identify your client. The decision whether you want to represent your client or not must be done as early as possible. If you decide to take on your client, you should ask the client to provide you with a summary of the facts and ask your client to mark on this document, "Privilege for my paralegal." This document should be provided to you prior to the meeting to give you an opportunity to learn the facts, identify issues, and perhaps do some legal research on the applicable law. The summary will also act as a means for your client to refresh your memory at some point in the future if it's required, and also will serve a powerful basis upon which you decided to represent your client and give advice. When you're prepared for the first meeting, your client will be impressed and reassured that you're interested in his or her case. Spending time with your client will also help identify other issues that your client may have overlooked or may not deem relevant. Remember, you're gradually preparing to produce a theory of the case. Courtroom theatrics without adequate preparation cannot be a substitute for you to obtain the desired outcome for your client. This series of videos is meant for informational and educational purposes only, and that it should not be construed as legal advice. In every case, legal advice must be sought from a licensed legal practitioner. I encourage you to send me questions or comments, and I'll be pleased to answer them to the best of my ability and time permitting. So remember, at the first meeting, your client must be impressed and reassured by you that you're truly interested in his or her case. And remember, courtroom theatrics is not a substitute for adequate preparation if you're going to be seeking to obtain the best outcome for your client. Thank you.